semester I wrote a skit called Stony Brook Confessional, in which someone is confessing to a priest about the crimes that they've committed related to Stony Brook. And the final crime they committed related to Stony Brook was vehicular manslaughter. They had run into 5 people on Nichols Road. And the skit ends with someone being hit on Nichols Road. And, at the time I kind of thought, is this in bad taste? People have been hit by cars. But a month later, I was in a class on disability, and this is true. A woman walked in who, as a child, had been paralyzed from the neck down when she was hit by a car on Nichols Road. And so I was confronted for an hour by the bad taste of this joke I had made in front of an entire school. However, as much as I think that was karmic justice and God punishing me, you know what would have been better karmic justice? If I'd been hit by a car on Nichols Road. Who isn't afraid of things, though? Sidewalk prophets. These are guys, I don't know if you know of them, they're the Christian pastors who are standing on the side of the road, preaching, they're all yelling. They're always yelling, they're always like, you have to repent, the end is near, go to church. As if like the problem with Christianity, the reason why it's losing traction with the younger generation is that it's not loud enough. No, I'm pretty sure the sound systems are working. So I was in San Antonio a couple weeks ago, and I actually had one of the sound prophets approach me, and we got to talking, and I said, can I pray with you? And he said, sure, what would you like to pray for? And I was like, I guess peace for the world and general patience for everyone. And they said, and then let's also pray for an end to homosexuality. And I was like, whoa. And he was like, I'm a former homosexual. And this is the second time this has happened to me, where someone has said that they're a former homosexual or that they used to wear women's clothes. And I just gotta ask, where are they getting these guys? Someone has got to look into the sidewalk prophet industry. I just want to see, are they looking for on their resume, were you previously part of the LGBT community and now you left for this? Because I've met a lot of members of the LGBT community. None of them seem to have left the sidewalk prophets. But yeah, resumes in general, though, tend to be an over-exaggeration of people's accomplishments. It's like Tinder. No one puts the time they spilled soup on their lap on their Tinder profile. And no one puts the time they were fired from Wendy's for stealing fries, or the time they lost their biggest client because they asked when he was due on their resume. And sometimes people just don't update their resumes. People will leave their Tinder profile as saying they're 120 pounds before they gained all that weight, and they'll leave their freshman year 4.0 GPA. And sometimes there aren't just lies of omission, they're just also outright lies. Some people will say they're 6'2" on their Tinder profile, and that they know Python on their resume. I just want to show up to a job interview and have the interviewer pull out a tape measure and a coding assessment. So I need some audience participation here. How many of you, and I need some clapping, clap if you have on your resume that you're either proficient in Microsoft Office or Microsoft Office Excel. Liars! Damn liars! Have you ever done a mail merge so beautiful Clippy wept? Have you ever created a pivot table with slicers so brilliant you didn't know where they started and you began? Have you ever created a VBA code that led to a macro so powerful it became self-aware and itself created a LinkedIn profile that itself overestimates abilities in Excel? No? Then you're not proficient in Microsoft Office Excel. Speaking of people who are proficient in Microsoft Office Excel, though, recently there was the Excel World Championships. So yeah, this was broadcast on ESPN. The Sports and Entertainment Network broadcast the Excel World Championships. And I think it's good, putting these guys who are good at financial modeling on the same bar as like LeBron James. There's probably some like Make-A-Wish kid who wants to watch them type the letters AVG into a sheet and then turn that into a graph. But I think it's nice that ESPN's getting into this because there have been a lot of sports nerds who've gotten into statistics because they like basketball. But I've never met a basketball fan who started because they were interested in using the What If toolkit to analyze LeBron James' jump shot. Yes, LeBron James is the only basketball player I know, and hope that's noticeable. But yeah, Excel World Championships. This is my new goal in life. I'm going to win the Excel World Championships. You watch, I'll do it. And, yeah! It will be a rags to riches, or rather riches to riches story of overcoming adversity to become the Excel World Champion. Because I didn't grow up playing Excel championships. I didn't do Travel Excel as a kid, or go to Excel camp every summer like all of them. I had to learn Excel on the streets, the Wall Streets. But yeah, in this Excel movie, once I win the Excel World Championship, I want Disney to make a movie about my life and how I became the Excel World Champion. And I wanted to have a third act where I want to start with a training montage where I am, instead of like running and jumping and punching, I want to just have me typing at a computer to Eye of the Tiger for 10 minutes. And then I want there to be a third act where there's this competitor of mine who really is going to take the cake. Everything's been handed to him. His father is Mr. Microsoft. And then he gets disqualified because he uses performance-enhancing drugs. He was on Adderall, and also he used a Mac. But in the final part of the movie, I want there to be a love interest who distracts me from my Excel World Championship journey. So we'd meet either on my favorite dating app, LinkedIn, or he'd come up to me at an actuarial convention, and he'd come up and say, my contingency tables indicate there's a high probability of romance tonight. Then it would cut to us in the hallway, and he's just giving it to me. He's just kissing me really passionately. And I'm like, yeah, give it my tables. And he will say, would you like to insert a table? And I'll be like, no, I'm the kind of girl who likes to add a sheet. And then he'll say, would you like to perform a what-if analysis? Maybe go back to my room, add a line to some graphs, and I'll say, I'm sorry, but the time is getting late, and I'm here to spread sheets, not spread cheeks.